Okay, so every year at the forum, as part of our bylaws, we elect a steering committee to help give us guidance along the way. Now, we will be getting into later on the voting around research priorities for the year. Typically, we found along the way as we do that, we turn to our steering committee group to get a lot of refinement on that, some ideas on that, and actually to help us hunt down folks from the community that could actually present to those topics. So it's just a great sounding board to keep the Digital Transformation Council on track. So first of all, I want to talk about the folks from 2019. The 2019 group, thank you. There are a number of you here. We really, really appreciate you guys. You provided just fantastic feedback and guidance across the year. It was great. And then there's a few veterans on that group that were from the inaugural year of the DTC. So they stayed on for a second term, so to speak, and we very much appreciate it. So the steering committee consists of our community members and then some folks from ARC. The folks from ARC will continue along in that role in 2020, but we will have open elections for steering committee members for 2020 as well. But I just wanted to make sure that we took a little time to thank the folks that participated in 2019 because you were invaluable. Here's our policy around the election process. So as I mentioned, we do this every single year. And we have a group makeup, again, as mentioned, the 2 to 3 representatives from ARC plus the lead from ARC, as well as 4 to 7 members. What we do try to encourage is a mix of industries and company types because that diversity really seems to help in terms of making the council more valuable to members as we get a lot of good and different perspectives. Here is the election cycle timeline just to share it with you as we're going to go through a couple different processes related to it. So the first is the nomination opportunities. We have one today here. Then we will also to the broader community for folks that weren't able to make it to this meeting. We have a few hundreds of members now, so we want to communicate to them the opportunity to nominate somebody. We have the ballot creation process that closes on the 14th with the interest verification. So that's just to make sure that you don't unknowingly nominate somebody who doesn't know it's coming. So we like to be able to work with those people to just explain to them what it is and see if they'd like to participate. Because we've often found that members will sit here and they'll go, you know what, this person would be fantastic for this community. I think they'd be a great person for the steering committee. We certainly would accept that. We just want to make sure that they know about it and they're interested. The election process itself, we will send out an email with a link to a ballot on the 20th. Votes will be tabulated on the 26th. And this year on the calendar, we'll send out the announcement email on March 3rd. So that's the process for the election. A couple things. We probably have a mix of folks here who are DTC members, and we may also have some folks in the crowd that are new to the DC or just haven't registered yet. Of course, if you would like to be part of the steering committee, you will need to join formally the DTC. It's okay if you haven't done that now. So if this is of interest to you and you intend on joining, we're going to show you how to do that quickly, a little bit more in the agenda, but feel free to weigh in if you believe you're going to be part of the DTC in 2020 and beyond and you would like to perhaps be on the steering committee member. Which brings me to my next point. It's quite fine to nominate yourself. That is no problem whatsoever. So if you really do want to engage further, then by all means do so. We can have some folks, if you're interested in connecting with a steering committee member to understand what it's really like. It's not a huge burden. We generally meet for about an hour every month. We used to do it in the off months when we had meetings we had online meetings every other month, but now we just do a monthly meeting with our steering committee. We understand that schedules don't always permit the entire group to get together, which is why we have a range of folks so we can just keep it rolling. The rest of the commitment is typically can be done via email, maybe occasionally an individual phone call, but we try to keep the questions and the input very specific and focused so we don't take up too much of your time. So we're going to use the polling in the conference app to work through the nomination process. We're going to take about 5 minutes. Here's how you open it up. So go into the main menu. Any of the menus will actually have that bottom bar, and you'll see something that says polling, select Digital Transformation Council annual meeting, and I think that says end users only, pardon me. And then from there, you'll see an actual nomination form around the annual meeting. So, pardon me, this is the first time I've seen this actual in the app itself. So what you want to do is make sure that you enter your information first. And that's, as I mentioned, pretty key for us to be able to get back in touch with you if you've nominated somebody else. So we actually know who put that person forward. If we need to get more contact information to be able to get in touch with them and verify their interest, we're able to do so. So as you go in through there, please enter your information and hit submit, and that will bring you into the nomination process itself. So okay. So if you could take about 5 minutes, go ahead and complete that. And then we'll start right back up into our next portion of the agenda.